Sorry about that. Just noticed my mic wasn't on. So yeah, so for anyone who's been keeping up with my stream lately, other than playing Paladins, but really the Streets of Rage stream, I've been playing through the Streets of Rages. I played through the first one as all the characters, like just for the hell of it. Like, you know, you get nothing out of it, just you know, something to do for fun. Then I moved on to Streets of Rage 2, beat it as Max and Blaze. Now I'm playing as Axel. And when I'm done playing as him, I'll play as Kate. Those little knife guys are really annoying. Oh, I got them next. Ah. Yeah, so Axel's you pretty much your standard generic you know, standard generic beat 'em up character. You know, white blonde dude in you know, white tank top and jeans. You actually don't really fight that many, or as many female characters in this game as you did in the first one. So, you know, so she's, you know, kind of similar to the Whip Girls from the last game. But they used to attack you in groups. Now you only see, like, you know, one or two of them at a time. Oh, Lilo, Ollie, thank you for the host again. I keep forgetting to set a hosting notification. I could have sworn I did set that. I really gotta go handle that. So... that way at least other people can see who's hosting me and all that. I cut you all, I cut you, I cut you, I even cut you. I don't just cut people. Cut anything. Anything that's cuttable. No. You notice all the motorcycle dudes are named after, like, weather patterns, like fog, and storm, and gale, like they had to choose the worst ones, basically. You know, like they chose, like, the wussiest names, basically. Okay, why can't I get to this guy? Man, he has such short reach. His name's Surger. That's a stupid name. Alright, so you got this annoying fuck. And that's how I deal with annoying fucks. Oh, really? He could hit me during that? Didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna sit here and do this. It'll eventually work, because this guy is really annoying. There we go. Alright, so now we got the amusement park level. You know, which isn't really a common level type in these games. You have this game that has an amusement park level. I believe Captain Commando had an amusement park level. And Simpsons comes to mind. You know, there might be other games, but not really coming to me right now. Up these bare knuckle machines. If you guys know your Streets of Rage history fairly well, bare knuckles, the Japanese version of Streets of Rage. I'm pretty sure this level in particular, though, is supposed to be modeled after Disney World or Disneyland. When I'm back outside, you'll see that there's a giant castle in the background. Landed right into my throat, and him too. And him too. That was kind of funny. Come on, viewers, I'm gonna need for you guys to stick around. Oh, and as a lot of you may know, Disney World has pirate-themed rides. Okay, so you can see that I'm out here. You see, like, there's a huge castle. Up top almost looks like it might be, like, a monorail or something. I'm not really too sure. Could just be, like, an awning or something, but it might be a monorail. There's just... you motherfucker. You know, you just don't see a train or anything pass by, which might be asking the game a bit much to do. If that was the case. You know, they made a lot of improvements and enhancements for this game over the first game, and the first game was a great game. There's only so much that they could do and the Sega Genesis could do. Yeah, the Sega Genesis definitely is no slouch of a console at all. It is a great system. There are consoles like the Super Nintendo that, yeah, is probably technically the most powerful of the systems. With the Sega Genesis, you definitely had like a lot of cool games coming out for it, and games that were graphically impressive. Graphically and technically impressive. unfortunately, as far as Sega goes, with the Sega Genesis, this was... I mean, this was their only major hit and success, was the Genesis. That's it, you know, and I'm not, you know, talking about in terms of, you know, personal preference or opinion or anything like that. I'm just talking about in the sense of sales and market, you know, market share, things like that. Motherfucker. I hate fighting this thing too because, like, sometimes, like, the hitbox for it, yeah. Yeah, I hit it away just so it can come out. There we go. So, hello everybody who's just now tuning in. Catching me play Streets of Rage 2. Having a little trouble with Blanca here. It's alright. Oh, really? Damn it, viewers. I need you to stick with me. We still got the giant castle in the background. So we're not too far from it. I don't know why in particular we had to fight through it. You know, it's just... Sometimes when it comes to level design in this game, it's just... yeah. It's like, what are they doing over at Disney World that we gotta go beat up, you know, a bunch of criminals and gang members and stuff. So, and now we're off into, it's actually the baseball stadium. So the funny thing about this baseball field is that as we're going to get into the next area, which is the baseball field itself, and as we're getting to the baseball field, you know, we're approaching the mound, and underneath the mound just so happens to be an elevator. to me, it's just something that's completely funny and a little bit random. But it just goes to show how good level design that this game has. How good and just fun level design. Also, a lot of beat-em-ups and brawlers have giant elevator fights where you're battling like a bunch of minions and henchmen on a huge elevator while it's going up and down, or in some cases left to right, whatever the case may be. And this game has 3 of them. You know, most beat-em-ups and brawlers just have at least the one, but nah, this game got a spring for 3 of them. No, get away. You're fired. I will beat you with this pipe. No, get away. Yeah, I got fire too. And now we're in the elevator, because that's completely random, to have an elevator in the middle of a baseball field. But I guess, you know, such is the way of a criminal empire. You know, I still don't know what's the purpose of fighting through, essentially, a Disney World. So, hello, any new viewers that are just now tuning in. I'm playing Streets of Rage 2. This isn't my first playthrough or anything. Like, I've been playing Streets of Rage all week, kinda. I played Streets of Rage 1 and beat it with all the characters, then started playing Streets of Rage 2, and now I'm playing it through with all the characters in this game. So far, I beat the game as Blaze and Max, so now I'm playing as Axel. And then after this, I'll play as Skate, as long as time permits. Damn it, viewers. Stay with me. That's something. Oh. Well, let me do that combo. I will sit here and keep spamming this. I do not care. No knife guy. Joe Higashi lookalike. You motherfucker. How dare you? Yeah, in the last level with the baseball feels like, so you have an elevator that basically leads to like a fight club or something. Now we got the boss drop. I'm not really a big fan of this boss coming up. Kind of like someone that should be in Punch Out or something. Oh, that didn't hit him at all. crap is that? So hello everybody who's just now tuning in. Playing Streets of Rage 2, about halfway through. I think this is like the 6th level, I believe. Out of 8. If you're familiar with Streets of Rage, or maybe it's been a while. Beating up these Joe Higashi wannabes from Fatal Fury and King of Fighters. So, yeah, I've been playing through the Streets of Rages. I played through the first one just for the hell of it. Beat it as all 3 characters. When I started playing Streets of Rage 2, decided I'm going to do the same thing as well. So far I beat the game as Blaze and Max. Right now I'm almost done with Axel, and then I'm going to beat it again as Skate. Yeah, I mean, this game is just a classic beat 'em up. I mean, if anything, this is really one of the best beat 'em ups. You know, it's really that good of a game. You know, just a great game in general. There's at least a good few games that are must-to-own if you have a Sega Genesis, and this game's definitely one of them. I hate when he does that stupid move. He's trying to do his little spin fist, but he keeps doing his other one, which kind of sucks. I'm just gonna do this. It's too dangerous to try to do anything else. Ah, see? I will sit here and spam this move. I don't got no shame. And now I'm back to spam the move again. So get over here, Blanca. So now we got the factory level, which is very reminiscent of the first game's factory level. But, oh, some health on it. Alright, now I'm having a really hard time with this. So let me move over more and make it work. Oh, finally. She was really annoying. Here's second of 3 elevator fights. Aw, just gonna sit here and keep punching in your mouth. Oh, you motherfucker. How dare you. I just noticed that the time lapse in this game seems to be similar to the last game, where it takes place in like the course of an evening, you know, into you know, daytime hours. I actually have to fight robots. This is all as annoying as it looks. Alright, now we're at the final level of the game. But yeah, as I was saying about the time lapse, like it seems like it, just like in the first game, it starts out at night, and then as you progress throughout the game, it slowly turns into daytime. Do that move anymore. Oh. I guess now I can. So, and of course, just like all other, a lot of other beat 'em ups, the final level also kind of serves as a boss rush. And this is the third elevator battle that's in this game. I'm surprised he's not trying to block my hits. There he is. Oh wait, nope, not anymore. Yeah, so in the first game it started out in the evening. When you get to the final level, it starts shifting into night during the day. So basically, by the time you're done with the game, you know, the sun is already out and about. But then what's also weird is that when you're watching the ending for Streets of Rage 1, the last scene is, you know, them watching the sun go down. So it's like, you know, these fuckers have been up and about for like, you know, 24 hours beating people up. So, and this game, it seems like they do the same thing where it starts out at night, and as the game progresses, it shifts to daytime. I'm just gonna keep spamming this. Got the Ultimate Warrior over here. And final boss. But of course, you know, before him, I gotta fight that dude there. Shiva. Oh, what a fucker. And that's when I just do this. I have no shame. I will spam this. I have more than enough lives to cover this. Alright, now we got Mr. X. What's funny is that in this game, he doesn't even bother asking you if you want to join his little group. In the first game, he did. And in the first game, like, you can actually answer yes or no. If you're playing by yourself and you say that, you know, yeah, you'll join him, then the game will start you over on that level. But if you're playing with two players and one says yeah, they'll join, the other's like nah, then you fight each other. I'm just leaving the ending for anyone who wants to watch it. It'll be over in a few minutes anyways. And then I don't know why Adam kind of gets screwed over in these games. He's only playable in the first game. Like, I think you see him in the other ones, like this one, but you only see him in, he's only playable in the first game, and then after that, that's it. You know, play as him again. But in lieu of him, you play as his younger brother, who I'm about to play as, who's on Gates. Like, Max has so many muscles, like, his back looks like they have abs. Alright, so now let's play a Skate. Who's supposed to be Adam's younger brother, who unfortunately kind of stopped being a playable character after the first game. I was never really too big of a fan of the Skate character. You know, he's supposed to be the speedy type, but also, you know, the weakest one. Let's see, because sometimes when it comes to these games, speed is more important than power. So hello for, you know, everyone that's tuning in. I'm just in here playing some Streets of Rage 2, playing it as all the characters, and Skate's the only one I got left to beat. I played it as everyone else. Previous to this, I was playing the first Streets of Rage, and I did the same thing, where I just beat the game as each of the characters. Looks like he's the only character that can do like a dash. Aw, damn people, come on. Stick with me. I know I seem pretty bad. I don't need to take that help. Actually got some pretty cool moves though. Like, I really wasn't a big fan of playing as him when I was younger. Anything, I pretty much preferred everyone else but him. And I noticed, like, he has a dash. Yeah, because I don't think anyone else has a dash. Still breakdancing. Alright, so hello everybody who's just tuning in. Playing Streets of Rage 2, just started. Just started as in, you know, I'm just replaying the game again, but just started the first level. So, but this time I'm playing as Skate. Now, unfortunately, he is pretty weak. It takes a few combos, you know, kill these guys. So, yeah, I don't know how hard this is gonna end up being for me with this, but we'll see. But so far, my experience with these games, just because you have a powerful character, doesn't really mean shit. Really? He could hit me, but I can't hit him. Alright, hello everybody who is just now tuning in. Playing Streets of Rage 2. Just started the series of levels. So far, I've just been playing the game as all the characters, just for the hell of it. And Skate's the only one I got left. So after this, I'll probably be moving on to Streets of Rage 3. Probably not tonight, but likely by tomorrow. And just playing a great classic. To me, like, this was one of those games where if you had a Sega Genesis, this was a must-have. No, if anything, the first two Streets of Rages were just must-have. Now, I do believe that for a time, when the Sega Genesis came out, or after it came out, one of the, when you bought the console, one of the games that used to come with was the original Streets of Rage. You know, this was back when games used to actually come out with systems. You know, on the normal, not for some type of special edition system or anything like that. It was just how it is. When the Sega Genesis first originally came out, I think the original pack-in game was Altered Beast, which is also a cool game. And then after that, I had Sonic the Hedgehog, and then I remember Streets of Rage being one, and then I don't remember if there were any other games, like what other games there were after. Oh, I think there was, you know, like the other Sonic games, like Sonic 2 was eventually a pack-in. This is definitely one of the games where if you wanted to really showcase the Sega Genesis power, and also have a cool game to play with a buddy. Unfortunately, I say all these good things about the Streets of Rages, the first two anyway, but the third one is, it's kind of meh. Yeah, so this dude in this jetpack, really annoying. But it's kind of hard for me to hit him with this because it seems like I'm too low. Yeah. Okay, so fighting this dude might be a little annoying with this game. Alright, that was too bad. Because I got his running dash attack. Alright, now we got the amusement park level. So far, every time I've been streaming this game and I get to this level, I end up just talking about the level. How it's modeled after... It looks like it's kind of modeled after Disney World. I think up top there where you see like glowing orbs, like it looks like there's a track there or something. I think that's where, you know, that was supposed to be a monorail. And I bet when they originally designed this game, it was probably going to have like a monorail that passed by, but I'm sure, you know, that was a bit too much for the Sega Genesis to handle. You know, on top of all the other improvements that they've done with this game. You know, and of course, like any good amusement park, you know, especially back in the day, this game came out in the early 90s. You have, you know, the arcade room. Which is funny, you go to an amusement park just to go to the arcade and spend more money and time there. But back in the day, sometimes these amusement parks had, you know, arcade games that you hardly saw like anywhere else. You know, or they would just have like a large assortment of them. So if this is supposed to be like Disney World, and this is definitely modeled after the Pirates of the Caribbean ride that's over at Disney. Take care of stuff here. I haven't abandoned you guys or anything. Just trying to handle something real quick. Alright, now I'm continuing forth. I just got 2 one-ups like in a row. Like just as I picked up that one up, another one up. Came up. Yeah, I mean the Sega Genesis was definitely. Alright, I guess before I ramble about another thing. So yeah, so you can see that there's a huge castle in the background, so that kind of just shows that they were modeling this after Disney World. And we're about to, the next amusement section, which is the last part of this level, is alien themed. And you might be like, but Disney doesn't have alien stuff. Well, I don't think it's had any alien type stuff recently, especially like the last several years, maybe decades. But years ago, they actually had a alien themed ride in Tomorrowland. I don't think it was Alien maybe, or maybe like depending on if it was Disney World or Disneyland. Yeah, this was just a really cool level and level design and music. You know, I know like it looks, the font looks shitty as fuck now, you know, with our standards, but this was actually impressive back in the day. As far as the Sega Genesis goes, like, it was still a pretty cool system. There's a lot of great games that came out for it. And it was a huge success and hit for Sega, but unfortunately that was pretty much the only hit and success that they had. And that's not to say that the other systems that came out after that were bad, but they kind of got screwed over in a way. You know, what could have been something really awesome, unfortunately wasn't, and Sega was never able to capture that magic again that they did with the Sega Genesis. You can never hit that thing with the sword. Can't hit it with my feet either, apparently. Oh. Yeah, his breakdancing thing is kind of problematic a bit. He doesn't even do anything. Ran right into that one. That was basically like a mid-boss. Ah, damn. I'm just gonna sit here and break dance. Blanka will eventually come to me. But yeah, I mean, it's really unfortunate because Sega had so many just great franchises, and you know, some of the consoles like were great. It's just they messed up like so many times. You know, by the time you know, pretty much anything after the Sega Genesis. I mean, with the Genesis, they had like you know, at least 50% market share as far as, you know, gaming goes. And if we're talking about, you know, market share just, or at least console market share solely between Nintendo and Sega, you know, Genesis was the only time where they had half of that market cornered. You know, which is really, really good, especially at a time when you're also competing with Nintendo. But just everything after that just kind of ended up being complete crap. You know, the consoles themselves were, you know, it shows like they were really promising. But they really just dropped the ball on everything. Alright, come on, Blanka. So, I'm noticing that Skate's little breakdancing thing. Okay, finally. Is probably like one of the worst moves in the game. It's like, for some reason it's too low and it doesn't hit. Like, you would think like a move where you're spinning your legs all around like you'd get something, but nah. So, alright. I'm gonna be letting all you guys know after I beat the game at Skate. I think I'm gonna call it a night, but I'll try to do my best to come on tomorrow. Hopefully at a decent time, but I'm lying. I won't be coming at a decent time. And then just playing more Streets of Rage, but this time around, get this started on Streets of Rage 3. That crap fest. And I don't even remember necessarily all the reasons why that game sucks. It just does. I just remember it being a bad game. And now I get to remember why. Because really, back in the day, I only had Streets of Rage 1 and 2, and, you know, I played those games, like, all the time. And Streets of Rage 3, I remember, like, I rented it, I played it, you know, just during the course of that weekend that I had it, and it was just complete crap, from what I remember. And I never played it again after that. I think I did beat the game, but not really, because I think it was like one of those things where if you beat the game like on the easy difficulty, the game actually ends early. I don't remember how many levels were in the game. It's probably like the standard 8, but instead of the game taking you to the 8th level, it's like, I think it stops like a couple levels short of you beating the game, and you have to play the game under a higher difficulty to actually play through all the levels. From what I hear, I heard that for whatever reason they made the game really hard for when it came out over here. I don't really know why. I don't know if it's like one of those things like in like a Devil May Cry 3. If you don't know the story of that. So in Devil May Cry 3, when it came out over here in the United States, the original version, it was actually more difficult than the Japanese version. So for example, the game starts out with you playing on let's say you're playing on the game on normal difficulty. You're actually playing on hard difficulty. And that was in response to Devil May Cry 2 with people complaining that it was too easy of a game. And I mean, it was. So they were like, you know what, well, we're gonna make Devil May Cry 3 a game that's already hard as is, and we're gonna make it harder for you. Which is fine, like, never mind. Made the game, like, that much more of a cooler game. But it's not really a big deal. Like, if you couldn't play the game under its normal difficulty, if you died enough times, you unlock easy difficulty, which would be their normal, and, the normal difficulty, I feel, is like, easy enough. Like, it should be easy enough. Even playing the game on hard, like, I didn't even think it was that bad. I think where, the game starts getting really difficult is with very hard, and that's not even like the whole game. That's just like when you're fighting certain bosses, or you get towards the end of the game where you kind of have that boss rush level. So back to me babbling about the Sega in general. So after the Sega Genesis, actually, if anything, I keep talking just about the Genesis, not bother going into its sad history of how, like, everything they did after the Genesis was just sad. Yeah, it's just, even though, like, I had a Sega Genesis back in the day, like, I also had an SNES, and that console got a lot more love out of me than, unfortunately, Sega Genesis did. That's not to say, like, I didn't play it often or whatever. I played enough to play through the Streets of Rages, to play through the Sonic the Hedgehogs. There were like other cool games that came out that I don't know if, like, maybe some people may not have heard of, like Chakan, which was like this game where you played like as this undead warrior guy, and it was kind of like a platformer, but it looked really cool and it was kind of an impressive game. And then I think in the game, like, the person you play as, like, he has different weapons he could use, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, it's been a really long time since I played it. Like, I should really play it again. So, and you might be noticing we're in a giant elevator that was in the middle of a baseball field that's about to lead us into a fight club, like an underground fight club. Because, why not? I just need one moment here. Alright, now we gotta fight Ultimate Warrior. Ah, you know. Now he fooled me. Oh wow, I actually got a combo. Wow. But sometimes you don't get the combo him, like he just does like this thing where he does it. Nope, doesn't do it. Maybe he just doesn't do it towards Kate. Alright, interesting. So yeah, it's like there really wasn't as many Sega Genesis games that I played compared to the SNES. Ah, really? The other games that I used to play on the Sega Genesis was actually the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger games. I mean, but I played those on like every system. But the ones that came out on Sega Genesis are actually kind of cool, even compared to the SNES games. In particularly the movie version of the game for the Genesis. That one was actually really cool. Because it's pretty much a beat 'em up, but in all its glory, and that, you know, complete old school design, so very similar to this, if anything. And the graphics actually looked really good. The designs, like on the Power Rangers helmets, were actually very detailed, and the soundtrack was basically, you know, 8-bit or, you know, MIDI version of the Power Rangers soundtrack. You know, the SNES version of the movie game, not that it was, you know, that bad of a game. You know, graphics look very, you know, of course, like, look better on it than the Sega Genesis version, but it really, they were two completely different games, because back in the day, you know, it was pretty common that a multi-platform game would come out, but they wouldn't be the same game. Like, they'd actually be two completely different games. And that was pretty common back in the day. It didn't happen all the time, but, you know, in those types of instances, it did. You know, but where the movie version for the SNES one kind of failed a bit was while it was kind of a beat 'em up of swords, it was weird. Like you just went left to right, but like in one plane, so you can't even go like up or down. But you could jump from the foreground to the background of the level, so that's what was kind of weird. And it was a pretty challenging game as well. The one that was on the Genesis, like that one was just fun, man. It was just, if you like stuff like Streets of Rage, but in some type of Power Ranger form, you know, that was the game for you. Motherfucker. And I lost my sword. I really hate fighting this guy. Especially with Skate. It seems like the worst person to fight with. Oh, Big Scam, what's up, dude? Thanks for the strat. That worked. This whole time I just spam specials to hit him. So, yeah, sub dude, I appreciate that. Right. Yeah, that's usually my case with I figured out with a lot of characters is that you know, like they're not that hard once you figure out a couple of easy strats. Oh yeah, no, for sure. I played this game like a few times already. So like I know you see him pop up a couple times more throughout the game. You know, but sometimes it's just a matter of figuring out, you know, what the strategy is for defeating whoever, and then it always ends up being like something silly. Yeah, the ninjas for sure, especially when they keep trying to circle you. I'm also not a big fan of this boss. Yeah, no, to me, the Boxer is like the worst one of all the boss characters. But yeah, the ninjas, yeah, they keep, you know, circling you like sharks, basically, and then they throw you around. Yeah, Shiva can be really annoying, too. That's why with him, like, I just sit there and I spam my special. Like, that's it. Like, you know, fortunately I have more than enough lives to kind of cover, you know, the health loss to take him out, but it's like if I don't do that, then I'm gonna lose way more health. Pretty much. That's all you can really do. It's just, it's not worth it to sit there and try to fight him when you probably lose like maybe 1 life spamming your special, as opposed to probably losing all your lives trying to fight him without resorting to that. I like his little throws that he does. But yeah, man, I'm just sitting here playing Streets of Rage 2. So far I played it a few times, but I also used to play it back in the day. But recently I was playing it again along with the first Streets of Rage, and I was playing it as all the characters. So Skate's the only person that I haven't beaten it yet. But I remember back in the day, I don't think I really played as Skate much. Yeah, Max is really cool. I'm actually not a big fan of Skate. Like, I never was. But really, like, my most favorite character, regardless of which one it is, Blaze. Blaze has always been my favorite character in the series. Yeah, I noticed with the Streets of Rage games, there's definitely a benefit to playing as the faster characters. Like, especially Streets of Rage 1, where I felt like speed is much more important than power. Because I always have a much harder time in Streets of Rage 1 when I'm playing as Axel or Adam. But when I'm playing as Blaze, like, I'm good to go. Yes, yeah. No, I completely agree. Like, just throwing them into the groups and then watching them all fall and all that. But yeah, I don't know, it's just for some reason, just growing up, like, I was never a big fan of Skate. Like, other people were. Other people liked playing Skate, you know, but I didn't. And as far as, like, speed characters goes, like, as long as I have Blaze, I'm good to go. Oh, okay. That's understandable. If anything, yeah, like a lot of people liked him for, you know, for that aspect that is like, here you have this beat 'em up character who's wearing skates. And a lot of people thought that was just really cool, so... Yep, back in the day indeed. So, but I don't know, I was never really that big of a fan of him. But I also remember, you know, back in the day, people weren't really big fans of Blaze. Haha. Yeah. You know, she was just an awesome character to play as. Like, the only thing bad about her was she wasn't as powerful, but it didn't really matter when you can hit enemies, like, so fast. And it was hard for them sometimes to, like, hit you back. But I think part of the issue is that, you know, when Streets of Rage came out and I was playing it, you know, a lot of kids were playing this game, especially boys, and I think part of the problem was, you know, people thought it was kind of gay to play as a girl, and, you know, all the neighborhood kids, you know, whenever we'd play Streets of Rage, I'd have to sit there watching them argue over who's gonna play as Axel or who's gonna play as Adam, you know, but I would just pick Blaze, and I would kind of save myself from dealing with, you know, dealing with that issue, because no one was arguing over, you know, who's gonna play as Blaze. It was just either Axel or Adam. But I don't know. That used to be, you know, how the mentality was back then. Where it's like, if you play as a girl, like, somehow that equates to being gay, but it doesn't really, like, make sense. Because it's like, don't you want to play as a hot chick? But nah, we gotta play as, you know, the half-naked, muscular guys. Because nothing reaffirms your sexuality more than that. Yeah, man, totally. Right, exactly. And those, again, were my favorite characters, mostly because I really liked the speed characters. And those, and girls back then were always the speedsters. But Cammy is one of my favorite, you know, Street Fighter characters. Like, I used to wreck people with her back in the day in Street Fighter. I was pretty alright with her in Street Fighter 4. I think Chun-Li was one of my better characters in Street Fighter 3, so... yeah, and here they are fighting over, you know, who gets to be which half-naked dude. And I'm sitting here like, dude, I'm just gonna pick the girl. Same thing with, Golden Axe. I used to pick, I think her name was Tyrus. I used to always pick her. Because everyone had to argue over, you know, who's gonna play as the barbarian dude, because no one wanted to play as the girl or the dwarf. Or the gnome, like whoever he was. Right, exactly. That's what I learned when I was playing Streets of Rage 1, and then I was playing the game with all the characters. I had a much easier time with Blaze than I did with Adam and Axel. If anything, I would start out pretty well with them, but then towards the later parts of the game, I kept getting my butt kicked as them. Yeah, no, I know. In RPGs, like, their armor makes no sense whatsoever. You have dudes in, like, full freaking, you know, armor, and meanwhile you have girls where, you know, just, yeah, bikini armor. Oh, what's up, Rebellus Cause? Show all the skin. This was made by Sega. This was a first-party game by Sega for the Sega Genesis. I know they have different development studios or teams or something. I don't really know that. But if you've never seen this game before, it's Streets of Rage 2. You know, part of the, no, okay, good, I got the switch. But yeah, show all the skin. Yeah, I remember, there were, consoles that came out with, this. I remember there was a console that came out with the original Streets of Rage. I think by the time I got a Sega Genesis, it came with Sonic 2 and shit. It came with a football game, but not Madden. Joe Montana. It came with Joe Montana football. But yeah, Sega Genesis exclusives were awesome. Sega had so many like awesome games back in the day. Yeah, Mutant League was really awesome. Both the football one and the hockey one. They were supposed to make a basketball one, but it never came out. So yeah, like Sonic 2 was. I think that one's like my favorite Sonic game, and I used to play that shit like all the time. So Road Rash was really awesome too. That's a classic as well. And yeah, I definitely need a player too, but nah, I'm good to get. I'm alright. Oh, alright. So, you know what? I'll have to follow you then, and that way I can check you out, check out you playing the game. Oh, really? That would have been cool to check out. You know, because those Sonic games like are no slouch. Like they can be, you know, pretty tough. Alright, thanks dude, I really appreciate that. Yeah, no, I totally understand, you know, with work and life getting in the way, like, I'm kind of in that same position. So, and with, you know, summer, you know, kind of on its end, work and life is about to pick up for me, so hopefully it won't affect my streaming too much. I'm just gonna sit here and knife this dude. Aw. Oh, yeah, dude, yeah. I know what you mean. I mean, we gotta have something so that way we can go and support, you know, buying games and buying whatever other stuff we need so we can stream. Yeah. Yeah, and then he keeps, you know, coming out with more knives, like, no matter how many, he drops. Yeah, for sure. How many knives? He has all the knives. Yeah, these robots are also kind of annoying. No, for sure. Alright, that's one robot down. An extra life for it too. I'm in trouble. Alright, so now we're up to the final stage. Unfortunately, after this, I'm gonna have to stop for the evening. You know, wish I could stay on some more because I actually have people chatting and viewership, which is almost, you know, all the time that I play, I'm the only person here, talking to myself. Yeah, definitely a cool track, as is many of the other songs in the franchise. Like, if anything, I still listen to the soundtrack of this game. Yeah, man, like, I appreciate, like, you know, I wish more people would do that, even if it's just to talk shit about me, you know? Like, at least they were thoughtful enough, you know, to, you know, leave a comment. So, but no, like, the whole time I've been sitting here, you know, streaming Streets of Rage, you know, hardly gotten any chatters, let alone viewership, and now I'm sitting at, like, 9 viewers, and most of the time I could barely get, like, 1. No, right, exactly. Like, you know people are there, and it's like, you know, say something. So, but next time that I do play, I'm gonna be playing Streets of Rage 3, which I haven't really played Streets of Rage 3 much. I remember back in the day, I rented it at I rented it for the weekend, and I played it, and I remember it just sucking. But I don't know why it sucked. I can't remember why it was, you know, I remember it being a bad game. But I know other people didn't like it either. But it was definitely like a disappointment compared to, you know, 1 and 2. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm playing this off of the Sega Vintage collection of Streets of Rage that came out for the 360. Ended up being like a free game a couple months ago. And, you know, you can play it off the Xbox One if you have any of those systems. So, but yeah, no, it's just with, okay, that's alright too. You know, because these are old games, and, you know, it's, you know, some of these games aren't, like, as accessible anymore. So sometimes you gotta resort to emulators, and you know what? That's alright. I gotta put my name down, so I could go and beat up Blanca over here. So, but yeah, like with Streets of Rage 1 and 2, I used to, yeah, get the job done for sure. I just hate how he jumps around everywhere. Like, I want to sit here and spam the breakdancing, but I think I'm gonna have to. But yeah, so with Streets of Rage 1 and 2, I used to play it all the time when I was little. Streets of Rage 3, I never owned it, but I rented it, played it for the weekend, and hated it. So I'm actually, like, not looking forward to playing Streets of Rage 3, especially after playing, you know, Rage 1 and 2. Oh, okay. I don't know, it's like every time I try to do that, it never works out for me. Now we got Ultimate Warrior over here. For some reason, I noticed that with Skate, I can get away with... Oh, never mind. I was about to say, like, he lets me get away with these combos, but, you know, everyone else, like, as soon as I start a combo, he does that little thing. Right? And that's only happened with Skate. Like, everyone else, that does not happen. Yeah, that sounds like a good strategy. I mean, it's a very tedious strategy, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do in these games. It's kind of like in the first Streets of Rage when you're fighting the twins. Like, they're so annoying, and you kind of have to use, like, a very tedious strategy to beat them, but, you know, that's... I know in Streets of Rage 3, Shiva's supposed to be, like, a playable character, but at the time, I didn't know how to, like, unlock him or anything. Because, like, Streets of Rage 3 was weird. Like, first off, you had, like, a weird set of characters, and then you also had characters that you can unlock. So, like, one of the very few things I kind of remember about Streets of Rage 3 was I remember... I remember, like, if you played the game on the easiest difficulty, it wouldn't let you finish the game. Like, it would end, like, I don't know, midway through or something, and you gotta play the game on normal or whatever difficulty so you could play, like, the rest of the game. And then there was, a level where you can I think you just got gamed over, where I think you were timed or something, and if like, you're trying to defuse bombs, and if you're, if you don't defuse all the bombs in that level, by the time time runs out, you just die. Like, that's it, like, game over. Yeah, dude, it was kind of a bummer. And the thing is, like, it's actually a really hard game. Like, even playing it on easy, but I heard that, they made the game hard for us than in Japan. So, like, you know, so when we play on easy, it's actually on normal. So when you go to play the game on normal, you're actually playing it on hard. Alright, got him. Yeah, Streets of Rage 3 is a really, really weird game. Like, I don't know, you know, the story with its development, so I don't know why, for, you know, all the changes that they did, or the things that, that were made into the game, but, all I remember is I didn't like it. You know, everyone else that I knew that played it didn't like it. And it's just a huge disappointment, especially when you play Streets of Rage 2, which is, you know, not just you know, a great beat 'em up, but it's probably like one of the greatest beat 'em ups that we got. Poor Adam, though, man. Like, he got kind of ripped off. He's only playable in the first game. Like, that's it. So, Yeah, no, it's a fun series for sure. You know, one and two is a great game. But... All right, dude. Thank you for the follow. It's cool that you're leaving because I'm just about to end the stream soon, anyways. But I'm definitely going to follow you, so that way I can check out your streams. So, but it was really cool meeting you, and thanks for popping in and making this run extra entertaining. So I really appreciate it. Damn, Max is so much like it looks like he has abs on his back. Man, that's how muscular this fucking dude is. So that was Streets of Rage 2. After playing it as all the characters, I think I did the worst with Skate, which is funny because he's supposed to be the speedy character, but it kind of didn't work out very well. But this is where I'm going to have to stop. I see I have like 9 viewers watching. Oh, now I have 10 viewers watching. If any of you guys would like to follow me and set your notifications on, because I'm going to be done for tonight, but I'll sign on tomorrow, hopefully at a decent time or something, and I'm going to start playing Streets of Rage 3, which I haven't played since I was younger, and I remember it just being like a really shitty game. So if you guys want to experience that crap with me, I'd appreciate it. So you know, also to kind of further entice anybody watching, if you scroll down to the bottom of my channel page, you will see that there's like list of other games, and these are games that I plan on playing in the near future. I don't know how much gaming I'm going to be doing like over the next few weeks, especially when work and life starts picking up for me. But I'm gonna do my best to play through the games that that's on the bottom of that channel page. The one game that I'm definitely gonna play when it comes out is the newest Spider-Man game. So if you're a huge Spider-Man fan, like me, you know, definitely check that out as well, because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and if you are too, or you're just a comic book fan, Marvel fan, you know, whatever, it don't matter. You know, I'm right there with you as well, and we can all geek out together. So I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna try anything. I'm just giving you guys like, you know, another minute to you know, follow me, set your notifications on. But the plan is tomorrow I'm gonna come on. I'll play Streets of Rage 3. And hopefully, I'm just hoping that it won't be as bad of an experience as I think it was, or at least what it was when I was little. You know, maybe now, like after all these years being a full grown adult, maybe it won't be as bad. But normally, in my experience, when I either like or don't like something when I'm younger, it sticks till I'm an adult. So I guess we'll see. So, all right. I saw I had like 10 viewers and all of a sudden dropped to 4. I see you guys don't want to follow me. Well, fuck y'all anyways. Follow me anyways though. If you're interested in seeing more Streets of Rage, or you know, the newest Spider-Man game that's coming out, or any of the games that you see in the bottom of the channel page, which, includes Resident Evils and Kingdom Hearts. I think everyone likes those, right? So, all right, I'm gonna be signing off. Thank you everybody for checking out. Checking out my stream. Wish I could stay longer, and play, but it's cool. Um, so I'd also like to thank Big Skem and Mitchell Boy One for following me today. So if you guys could be more like them too, I'd appreciate it. Uh, Other than that, I guess that's pretty much it. So that was Streets of Rage 2, everybody. Streets of Rage 3 next time I sign on. And other than that, I guess have a good night.